What would happen if war broke out between NATO and Russia in the Baltics? This is one of the most dangerous flashpoints in the world today. Three small countries, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, sit right on NATO's eastern edge, bordering Russia. If conflict starts here, it wouldn't stay local for long, because under NATO's core principle, Article 5, an attack on one member is an attack on all. So in this video, we're going to explore why the Baltics matter so much, how a war could begin, what both sides would do in the first days, and who might actually win. The Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, are small, but strategically critical. They sit between Russia and the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is heavily militarized. It hosts advanced missile systems that can threaten much of Europe. There's also a narrow land corridor called the Suwalki Gap, a stretch of land between Poland and Lithuania. If Russia controls this gap, it could cut off the Baltics from the rest of NATO. That's why military planners see this region as a potential weak point. A NATO-Russia war in the Baltics probably wouldn't start with a full-scale invasion. More likely, it begins with ambiguity. Possible triggers: cyber attacks on Baltic infrastructure, political unrest or unrest among Russian-speaking populations, border incidents or accidental clashes. Russia has used hybrid warfare tactics before, combining misinformation, cyber war, and covert operations. At some point, tensions escalate. Then comes the key moment: a direct military strike or incursion. Once that happens, NATO must decide, respond, or risk losing credibility. If war breaks out, the first few days would be critical. Russia's likely strategy: rapid ground assault into Baltic territory, heavy use of artillery and missile strikes, air defense systems to block NATO aircraft. Russia would aim for speed, trying to seize key cities before NATO can respond. The Baltic states have small but modern forces. They rely heavily on defensive tactics, local knowledge, NATO support. But alone, they would struggle against a large-scale Russian assault. NATO has troops already stationed in the Baltics and Poland. These are tripwire forces. Their presence ensures that any attack triggers a broader NATO response. Within hours to days, air forces from across Europe deploy reinforcements, begin moving in cyber operations, escalate. But here's the challenge: speed. Russia is geographically close. NATO reinforcements take time. This wouldn't just be a ground war, air war. Control of the skies would be decisive. NATO has superior air power overall, but Russia has dense air defense systems, especially in Kaliningrad. This creates a highly contested airspace. Naval conflict: the Baltic Sea becomes a battleground. NATO navies would try to secure supply routes, block Russian naval movement. Russia would aim to disrupt these efforts with missiles and submarines. Cyber warfare: both sides would launch cyber attacks, power grids, communication systems, financial networks. This could affect not just the battlefield, but civilian life across Europe. This is where things get truly dangerous. Both NATO and Russia have nuclear weapons. Russia's doctrine allows for limited nuclear use if it faces defeat. NATO relies heavily on nuclear deterrence, especially from the United States. Even a small nuclear exchange would change everything. A Baltic conflict could expand. Fighting spreads into Poland, attacks on NATO bases elsewhere, global economic disruption. This wouldn't stay contained. There's no simple answer. Russia's advantages: geographic proximity, faster initial mobilization, strong regional defenses. NATO's advantages: larger combined military, superior air and naval power, economic strength. In the short term, Russia might gain ground, but in a prolonged conflict, NATO would likely have the advantage. The real question is cost. Even a victory would come with massive destruction, economic collapse, and global instability. A Baltic war between NATO and Russia is one of the most serious risks in global security today. But it's also one that both sides are trying to avoid. Because once it starts, controlling escalation becomes incredibly difficult. And the consequences could extend far beyond Europe. The best outcome isn't winning the war, It's preventing it from ever happening.